Well, to some it may be just a fun pastime, but to others, snowball fighting is their life. Yukigassen is a snowball fighting competition originating in Japan and previously dominated by the Japanese. But watch out, because Team Canada met them on the slopes and used snow what? Yes, I said snow what. Here to tell us all about it are two of the members. Welcome, Nathan and Anthony, to the Ange, Robin, Robbo show.
Hey, thank you for having us.
We're happy to be here.
It feels nice to just be having your warm Australian presence kind of coming through the airwaves here, knowing that we're on Australian television. It's just kind of warming our souls in this minus 50 Canadian weather we're currently in. So
couldn't agree more.
Whoa. Minus 50, is that degrees Celsius?
That is Celsius. And yeah, it's about as cold as it gets. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, where we are, it usually every year I'd say for about a week at some points gets the coldest place on planet Earth. And it's just terrible. The machines don't want to start the cars. You got to plug in the cars, and the snowballs are literally solid rocks at that point. Now you're just whipping hard stones at each other. So it's,
the snow doesn't like to compact at that cold, so we end up watering it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the water freezes, and just those are basically balls of ice. So
yeah. Sometimes we add beer as well, so there's a little flavor at least. When you get smashed in the face, you kind of get a sip.
That's right. And it's kind of a trick. It's a yellow snow. You never know.
You never know.
So Nate has a sauna in his house, so he has the opportunity to really heat up, and I'm just trying to stay alive here.
I keep those Aussie temps kind of always at a finger's tip, just to make sure we can grab that heat when we need it, to really just do the breath work too. I'm big in that Wim Hof. It's all about that Yukigassen training. If you want to be one with the snow, you have to have some internal heat. It's like a volcano.
I've got to say, I had no idea professional snow fighting was a sport. How does it actually work, guys?
Well, it's a pretty wild, ancient Japanese tradition. I mean, a lot of people don't know about this, but it's growing in popularity around the world. So it's 7-on-7. You've got these pre-pressed snowballs with these steel snowball presses that make perfect snowballs. I'm talking the hardest, most perfect balls you've ever witnessed. And basically,
it presses 50 snowballs at once
a time.
There.
And then, you've got some footage here. Then you're just whipping these things. Here's the presses being made there. They're whipping them up there. And you got to just really know what you're doing with the balls. They're inspecting the balls.
The rules are basically 90 snowballs per period. There's 3 periods.
Yeah.
If you get hit, you're out. And there's also flags on either side of the court. And if you get to the other side without getting hit and snag the other team's flag, it's an automatic win.
Yeah, that's an auto win.
But first and foremost, it's the game of honor.
Yeah.
I was going to ask.
It's almost like a chess man, the thinking man snowball fight.
Yeah. So it's all really about being a ninja and just trying to find your inner snowball warrior and then bringing that to the field,
translating that to the court.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I've always thought of, when I think of bullfighting, I think of, capture the flag and dodgeball. That's the way I always was taught when I was training. I've obviously been through a lot of championships myself. Is that the way that you look at it? You think of those two sports and then train that way?
Yeah, so I would take that, dodgeball, capture the flag, paintball, and then I would also add just pure tactical military training. I would say that's kind of you sum those all together, and you're pretty close to.
And when we went to Japan, a big part of our training is we figured that we had to really immerse ourselves in the Japanese culture in order to better understand how Japan has dominated the sport for over 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we're prairie Canadian boys. We grew up we were throwing snowballs out of the womb.
Yeah.
So we went over to Japan and figured heck, we're going to just walk right through this thing and just clean it right up, take gold. When we went to Japan, we realized, these guys are very good at this sport. There's a lot of there's Olympic baseball players that play this in the off season. So let me tell you, we had our work cut out for us, and but it was quite an adventure, and we got a film about it, and so you'll have to see what how it all plays out.
Yeah,
don't want to give too much away.
So you've got a film about it?
So we're both filmmakers, and we just thought that this was just the most ridiculous adventure ever. So we just started rolling cameras on it basically as soon as we won that first national championship. And it's quite a tale. I mean, you got 10 Canadian Prairie boys going out to Japan, and the event itself is held at the base of a smoldering volcano, Mount Shawashinzan, in the northern island of Japan called Hokkaido. We also stopped in Sapporo and tipped just for taste testing.
Yeah, we had to try this Sapporo to make sure that the local beverages were on point. What we're showing here actually with footage is the biggest training we did, which was actually setting the Guinness World Record for the largest snowball fight on planet Earth in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. And, it was just an absolute send fest. I mean, we were just kind of nonstop, ripping around Japan and then in Saskatchewan. And then we got flown out to Toronto doing a full press junket. So the movie really just sort of is a fly on the wall of this insane experience of us, not only becoming snowball fighting warriors, but also becoming, Canadian celebrities and then on to international celebrities when Japan tourism and their media.
That was the whole point of the world record snowball fight, to be honest, is here we are technically, we miraculously win this event. We're technically now professional athletes.
Yeah.
And so what better way to let people know that this sport even exists than we're thinking, boom, world record.
Yeah.
And Seattle in the States currently had it. We couldn't think of a city less deserving, to be honest. We thought that Canada really deserved that title. I mean, and we were happy to do our part and help bring it home.
So I just wanted to ask you, boys, obviously, how many balls in the face do you get, and can you put balls in the face in the competition?
Oh, yeah. Balls in the face are a big part of the game. I'd say probably number one. And when you think back on it, the amount of balls, it's almost, you lose count, right? I mean, once you've got hit by 1,000 balls.
Now, they do have a protective face shield that you'll see in Japan. When we were training in Canada, first we just started going nothing, out nothing. And then there was a broken tooth, and our buddy DT on the team, he had to get stitches, blew his lip out. And so then we started wearing hockey helmets.
Yeah. So the Canadian version of Yuki Gusson was a lot more hillbilly. It was a little bit more in the outback. We were, throwing the balls as hard as we could at our best friends' faces. And sure enough, it wasn't actually leading to the best results. And so then we started to understand, okay, maybe some protective gear is necessary to do this for the long term, because we're not just wanting to ride this wave for a quick moment. We want to become snowball legends, and that's really what it's all about for us.
You're also in a band, you're musicians, you're in a band called Bombargo, and I love this. Taylor Swift included one of your songs in her Songs I Love Spotify playlist. That was a bit of a moment, wasn't it?
Oh, dude, the craziest moment. We live in the middle of nowhere. Like, we live in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. It'd be like comparable to living in the center of Australia. Like, we're just as far from, any big cities as you can be, far from the ocean as you can be. And so when we are sitting there eating noodle bowls at this restaurant and get a text from a friend that says, hey, your guy's song got shared on Taylor Swift's Spotify playlist, we all started laughing.
Yeah,
just
we
thinking,
thought it was a joke.
This is a joke, like someone's pulling our leg. And then sure enough, we get a few more texts, and finally I'm like, okay, we got to look into this. We start looking. I'm looking at this list. It's like Kendrick Lamar, Ed Sheeran, Camilla, like the biggest pop stars in the world. And then it's like Bombargo. And we start freaking out in this noodle restaurant. We're like spilling drinks and losing our minds. And it was incredible. It was incredible.
It was a bit of a scene. And we've been trying desperately to get a hold of Taylor to thank her and see if we could maybe play her little rendition of Mr. No Good, maybe an acoustic private show.
Yeah.
And
well, guys, we don't. I don't want to get you excited, but we've organised something for you now. Taylor Swift. No, she's not here yet. But when she does contact you, can you please make sure you come on our show to do it? Sorry, Taylor, we're not ready yet for you, Dale. When that does happen, can you come on our show to do that, please?
We would absolutely love to. And she's a hard girl to get a hold of.
We have been throwing Hail Marys just as far as we can. And, one day I know that we're going to play her that song, and we can't wait for that day to happen. Because for us, it's just so crazy. Like, how did you hear about this indie band in the middle of nowhere in Canada that you found the song.
And it's really transformed like the trajectory of our band as well. So not only do we want to play her the song, but we have to thank her too, because it's just been
it really helped our career
quite
so
a
much.
ride.
Yeah.
Well, what I'll do is I'll give Taylor a call in the morning. So stand by. We'll make this happen.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can get you an audience with Tay Tay. Hey, Nathan and Anthony, thank you so much for coming on the Ange, Rob and Robbo show.
We love you guys. Just keep doing what you're doing down there.
Yeah, thanks so much.